When most people think of the Red Cross, they associate the organization with neutrality and humanity. They understand it as an organization with the sole purpose of aiding those suffering in times of crisis. In a recent article on the ICRC website, the organization sought to debunk harmful narratives about the work in Israel and the occupied Palestinian territory. One question it addresses is, what was the role of the ICRC during the Shoah, or the Holocaust? The ICRC claims that while it helped prisoners of war during World War II, it failed to speak out and, more importantly, act on behalf of millions of people who suffered and perished in the death camps, especially the Jewish people. The ICRC has publicly described this as the greatest failure in its history. But what exact failures are they talking about? During the Holocaust, the Red Cross had visited Nazi concentration camps and accepted the staged appearances, aka Nazi propaganda, at face value. The Red Cross also fell for the beautification efforts by the Nazis, for example, at the Theresienstadt ghetto, and reported that Jews were being treated well, failing to look deeper or challenge the Nazis' deception. When the Red Cross visited the Theresienstadt ghetto, for example, in 1944, the Nazis took them on a pre-planned route, which included buildings that were painted, and they held fake sporting and cultural activities, adding to the facade. Following the Red Cross visit, deportations to concentration camps across Europe resumed. The ICRC failing to intervene or speak out against the Nazis during World War II ultimately heavily contributed to the mass murder of millions of Jews during the Holocaust. Now, when considering all of this, one would hope that the Red Cross had learned from its past mistakes and would be able to see through evil and its accompanying propaganda. Yet 16 months after Hamas's sadistic terrorist attack on Israel that saw the maiming, rape, and murder of 1,200 plus Israelis and 251 taken hostage into Gaza by Hamas terrorists, the Red Cross has failed to do its job once again. Want to know who the Red Cross is actually advocated for? It'll shock you. The Palestinian prisoners Israel is releasing, some who have been convicted for mass murder. Upon the transfers of prisoners being released by Israel, the Israel Prison Service took photographs of each prisoner as evidence that they had been released. But the Red Cross did not approve of this, calling on Israel to ensure that transfers were done with dignity. Now let's be clear. These people do not deserve any dignity. They are terrorist criminals. And what exactly does the Red Cross mean by direct advocacy? Is that the reason for the Red Cross's participation in the unnecessary performative hostage release ceremony? Their representatives have been going up on stage in Gaza to sign release documents that Hamas produces solely for the humiliation of the Israeli hostages and the spectacle. Is this the dignity that the Red Cross is called for? When accused of failing to do their duties and effectively just transporting the hostages from Gaza, they debunked this by elaborating. Reducing the role of the ICRC as just a transport service misses the bigger picture of what we do. When we transport those affected by armed conflict, it is never just about moving people from one place to another. So what exactly is it about? This is not about neutrality. This is about consistency. The Red Cross failed to protect Jewish lives during World War II, and it is failing again at protecting Jewish lives now, and they must be held accountable by the media for this failure.